In this world, we can witness a whole plethora of strange and fascinating creatures, from the small and frail to the tall and colossal. And here we have an indistinguishable sight. The power, the might, and the sheer elegance of this individual. Due to its appearance and power, it prefers to be alone rather than in a pack, making it one sick guy. It's known worldwide for its unmistakable cry, King!
It's me, it's that K-I-N-G, and it's that time of the Bastard Week again, where we take a look at all of the WTF moments from WWE SmackDown Live, and we're going to kick it off with a bit of rapid fire. First of all, Backlash is this Sunday. WTF. Didn't this one creep up upon us despite all of the promotion on WWE Raw? Backlash. Who gives a f***er? Nah, not me. Next we have the fact that every f***er under the sun was calling last night's episode of WWE SmackDown Live the 890th episode of WWE SmackDown Live. To which I've got one thing to say, and that is, that is incorrect. The brand split, of course, only took place a few short weeks ago. This was, in fact, the 8th episode of WWE SmackDown Live. All those SmackDowns before that, they were just WWE SmackDown, weren't they? The Live came in after the brand split, so you were saying it. Signs. Yes, that guy in the crowd who had a sign that read, "I thought this was Raw." I bet you were f***ing gutted, mate, considering the state of Raw in the past few weeks and the absolute shambles that SmackDown's been the past couple of episodes. You f***ed up there big time, you silly pillock. Of course, if you want a bit of good wrestling, get your arse on a plane, fly yourself over to the UK and come and see WCPW. They didn't pay me a f***ing penny to say that, the pricks. We're going to have a 6-women's tag match, are we? That didn't happen at SummerSlam. Yes, I know Nikki Bella's on the other team, but you know. New era, same old That's what I'm getting at. F***'s sake, it's the same every bastard week. It's Mauro O'Clock, motherfuckers, and I did not know that Mr. Mauro Ranallo is not only my favourite WWE announcer at the moment, he was also in my favourite f***ing band, the Blazing Squad, because yes, that's correct, he done flip reverse something on this week's WWE SmackDown Live. He said his lit has been wick, when of course he meant to say the flip reversed version of that. His wick has been lit, the wick of his candle's been set on f***ing fire. Carmella was taking the piss out of Alexa Bliss for being ever so slightly on the small size by calling her Polly Pocket. As this was happening, Natalya interrupts and says, "Hey, if you're talking about royalty, you address the Queen of Hearts," with all sorts of sass and pizzazz and all that shit. But my question is, when the f*** has Polly Pocket been royalty? Never, ever, I think. Never, ever. To me, she's just a single lass making her way in life with a lovely sized, moderate house. And if there has been a run of royal Polly Pocket shit, I could not give a flying f***. Do not comment, do not comment, do not tweet me, or I will f***ing murder you. All a comment about Polly Pocket is going to do is out your sorry ass as a sad motherfucker, so don't bother. F*** off. That awkward moment when you're in the middle of 2016 and the fact that you've appeared on more reality shows is more impressive than your one WWE Championship reign. That's what they did to Miz on his little side panel thing. It didn't have the championship reign. It had the fact he's been in several f***ing reality shows, and I hate 2016 so much. So much. F*** 2016. F*** him. I swear to God, 2016, if you take David Attenborough away from me, my close personal friend David Attenborough, I will f***ing come after you and I will shit on your toast. Dolph Ziggler's gimmick is the kayfabe Chacho these days because he went on commentary, asked JBL who's booking the shows, and then he went on to say how how great it was he didn't have the sheets the commentators read off while commentating live action that's happening in front of their eyes, action that in kayfabe terms they could not possibly predict. Kayfabe, Dolph, you silly pillock. No wonder you're not in the World Championship scene anymore with reckless behaviour like this. F***ing think about it and do not besmirch WhatCulture ever again. I have not forgotten. Oh, we're back once again with the Apollo Crews versus The Miz. Oh, SummerSlam, new era, same old shit. How about that Randy Orton promo backstage where he was talking about a snake in the snow? Now, of course, this is a concept that just wouldn't work at all. Snakes are cold-blooded. Snow is cold as well. Cold plus cold equals dead. We've got a fucking science section, you. I asked the science editor that science question and she gave me a scientific answer. That what I've just said there is 100% true. Unless, of course, Randy was talking about the mystical snow snake that has apparently killed over 3 people in Pennsylvania. How about that moment when you clearly heard Mauro Ranallo asking his fellow commentators if they wanted to talk about the tag team tournament when he clearly thought that his mic had been turned off? Kevin Dunn obviously did turn it off. And on the way back up, those teeth must have dragged the switch back the other way, flip reversed it, and then kept the microphone on against Mauro's will. F***ing hell. Of course, these teeth jokes are quite an emotional trigger for Kevin, I've heard. And Kevin, I'm a f***ing pillock with a plastic crown and a fake robe on the internet. Don't take offence, all right? You know, just brush it off. Block out the haters with your massive f***ing teeth. The Usos lost in 30 f***ing seconds, but they are Roman Reigns' cousins. What the f*** is going on? Armageddon is coming, lads, once again. The end is nigh. The end is nigh. F***ing run away. The end is nigh. Oh. That didn't f***ing happen, Chris. That did not happen. We'll do that again. Now, that tripod's f***ing outstanding, isn't it? Bloody solid as a rock. Come here, come here. Mwah. How about that moment where my best pal John said the following quote, the American Usos with a win over the Usos? I mean, a mistake like that, John, and you're beyond help, aren't you? You're f***ing beyond help. American Usos, what the f*** does that even mean? Do you want to come? Dancing on WWE shows New Day Fandango. You're dancing, not you personally. You're dancing. Needs to f off and die. Just to make that clear again, the dancing they do, not actually them. I really do. I'm fond of them all. It's John O'Clock once again, I love. Of course, as we all know, Kane debuted in October of 1997 in that Hell in a Cell match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. October 1997 isn't even 19 years ago. Unless, of course, John, you're talking about that dentist that Glenn Jacobs, who plays Kane, also played. Of course, that dentist who clearly takes care of Kevin Dunn's f***ing gnashes. Of course, Kevin, it's just a joke. It's a plastic. I'm not a real king. This is all just a light-hearted. It's the f***ing hat-trick, lads! It's John O'Clock once again! I can't believe. And of course, that moment where John claims that he's known Kane for a long time, but he's never seen him dance. That's dancing. Look at that man who is clearly older than Heath Slater, who is holding a sign that says, Heath Slater is my father. WTF. Now, if WWE has told me anything over the past few weeks, go back and watch Heath Slater segments if you don't believe me. It's that people from Heath's neck of the woods fornicate with each other. They're all incest bastards. They're all dirty and disgusting f***s with no morals. But one thing those fuckers can't do is give birth to somebody who's already older than them. Professional boxing broadcaster Mr. Mauro Ranallo claims that Smoking Joe Louis is a real human being. That's incorrect. You don't need me to tell you that. If you watched WWE SmackDown Live this week, you would have seen my good pal JBL correcting Mauro. That's a WTF moment times a million. Now, John correcting Mauro, that means one thing, motherfuckers. Run away quickly because Armageddon's on its way. The end is nigh. The end is nigh. Run away. The end is nigh. Of course, what Mauro was supposed to say here was smoking Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was the man that was smoking. Ow. So we all know how AJ Styles has taken John Cena's headband, muscle band thingy as a sort of trophy after defeating the leader of the C Nation at SummerSlam a couple of weeks ago. Well, on this week's WWE SmackDown Live, Mr. AJ Styles claimed that he got that headband off the last person he defeated. There's only one question to ask here. Since when did Apollo Crews, the man who AJ Styles defeated on last week's WWE SmackDown Live, become a huge John Cena mark? I've seen no signs of it. Have you seen any signs of it? No, you haven't. Your voice is That moment where Dean Ambrose claimed that he defeated AJ Styles the last time they met in a WWE ring. WTF, I thought. I can't remember when AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose last met in a match. So I took my little fingers over to Google, had a little Google, found out they wrestled on Raw a few months ago. John Cena came down and interfered in that match. This caused AJ Styles to look through the ropes at Cena, which allowed Dean Ambrose to roll him through, hook him up for dirty deeds and win. Not a clean win, Dean. You're a babyface. Potentially the biggest babyface on SmackDown now that Cena's not around all the time. Why are you bringing up such underhanded victories? That's not a clean victory. That's not a squeaky clean babyface victory. You're a babyface. You should only be winning matches in a babyface way unless it's funny to Vince McMahon and not many other people. So you shouldn't be bringing that up in my book, WTF. Dean's turning heel. They're going to do a flip. And finally, I've got one question to ask. Why is everything in WWE today about bollocks? New Day, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, bollocks at the centre of that feud. AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. AJ Styles had his bollocks squashed on top rope last week. AJ kicked Dean Ambrose in his bollocks this week. Bollocks are at the centre of the story. Centre of the story. Bollocks. 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 So that's it for all the WTF moments from WWE SmackDown Live. Bye.
Do you want to see WCPW live but are allergic to the awful people of Newcastle? WCPW is coming to Greater Manchester on Saturday the 8th of October to the Altrincham Silver Blades Arena. Your ticket won't just get you a stat card featuring Cody Rhodes versus Kurt Angle, but will also grant you access to our first ever fan convention during the day. Meet the WhatCulture guys, have photos with your favourite WCPW wrestlers, a host of other surprises, and VIP members will get to meet Kurt Angle and Cody Rhodes in person. Tickets can be bought at wc.pw.